The aim is to study the lateral displacement of ray of light falling obliquely on a glass slab. This ray diagram shows the path of light through a glass slab. As the light ray is going from air to glass, it bends towards the normal. And when it is going from glass to air, it is bending away from the normal. In the process, there is a separation between the incident ray and the emergent ray. This separation is known as the lateral displacement of the light. The expression of lateral displacement, which is represented by delta, is written as T sine I minus R upon cos R. And it shows that the lateral displacement depends on the thickness of the medium, that is glass here, and the angle of incidence. In this activity, we'll verify the displacement dependence on these two factors. Hello students, today we will perform an activity on glass slab. This is the glass slab, and as you know, it is of the shape of cuboid. It has three different dimensions: length, breadth and height. You already have read that the lateral displacement of light ray when falling on a glass slab depends on thickness of the slab and the angle of incidence for a given glass slab. This is what we are going to verify experimentally and find out the dependence of lateral displacement on thickness of the slab and the angle of incidence by using this slab in three different orientations. So first of all, we'll put the glass slab on this paper, on this drawing sheet, and we'll make an outline of it. Making this outline, we'll remove the glass slab and then we'll complete this with the help of the scale. I decide a point of incidence where the light is falling with the help of a protector. Now I make a normal and then decide about angle of incidence. So let us suppose I take a light which is falling at an angle of around 50° with the normal. 50° with the normal. So this is our incident ray. I'll put two pins which will on this incident ray. So this is the incident ray, and now I replace the glass slab back within the outline. This light ray is passing through the glass slab, and I can see from here the image of two pins. Here we can see the head of two pins on the other side of the slab, and their images can be seen through the slab. So now you can see that when I look from the other side of the glass slab, the image of two pins are visible. I have to bring my eye in such a way that the image of these two pins come in the same line. So I slowly move myself so that these two pins come in the same line. And once they are in the same line, I'll put one more pin so that all three pins are now almost in the same line. I'll put another pin so that the four pins appear to be in the same line. So we can check that all 4 pins are almost in the same line. So this completes our first diagram. So from this setup you can also see that the 4 pins are in the same line, which represents refracted ray, and you can also see that 2 more pins are visible on the other side of the glass slab, which are representing our incident ray. And you can see that visibly it is very clear that the incident ray and the emergent ray, these two are separated from each other. That is the physical meaning of lateral displacement. Now we'll move and try to show from the top the setup of this entire drawing. And you can see that these 2 pins are representing our incident ray and these 2 pins are representing our emergent ray. And if I join them, I'll get a ray which is emergent ray, and these are representing incident ray, and visibly it is very clear that emergent ray has been shifted away from the line of incident ray. We'll measure this lateral displacement in our figure for 50-degree angle of incidence. Now we remove the glass slab. I remove the 2 pins and join the holes made by these 2 pins and get the emergent ray. When joining these 2 points inside the slab, I get the path of light inside the glass slab. So the light has entered from here at an angle of 50 degree. It is experiencing first refraction here, air to glass, and then coming out from here and going out back from glass to air. Now I measure the angle of emergent with the help of the protector. Now with the help of protector, I measure the angle of emergent ray, and so this angle is almost 50 degree, as you can see. Therefore the angle of emergent also here is 50 degree. If I remove the 2 pins for incident ray also, and with the help of the scale I extend the incident ray. And you can see that this is the line of incident ray, this is our emergent ray, and this represents the lateral displacement made by the ray, which comes out to be 2 centimeters. Lateral displacement is 2 centimeters. So this is how we concluded that when the slab is used in this orientation, that is thickness of the glass is 5.2 centimeters. Thickness of the glass medium is 5.2 centimeter. Angle of incidence is 50 degree. The lateral displacement is 2 centimeters. The same experiment can be performed by putting the glass slab in this orientation. That is, the maximum thickness of the glass can be used. The same manner we can put the slab like this also, which will give us minimum thickness of the glass slab and perform the experiment. By keeping 50 degree in all three arrangements, we can compare how the lateral displacement varies with thickness of the glass slab keeping the same angle of incidence. Similarly, we can perform this experiment for another angle of incidence, say 40 degree or 35 degree, and perform the experiment again in three orientations. Then we will be able to conclude that how the lateral displacement varies with angle of incidence. After performing these experiments, we can compile our result in a tabular form and draw the conclusion about the lateral displacement and its dependence on angle of incidence and thickness of the glass medium. Once you do this, you can see that the lateral displacement increases with angle of incidence and also with thickness of the glass slab. These three ray diagram shows that when the glass slab is used in a orientation of thickness 5.2 centimeter for angle of incidences 50 degree, 40 degree and 30 degree, the lateral displacements measured are 2 centimeter, 1.7 centimeter and 1.4 centimeter respectively. These three ray diagrams shows the glass slab is used with its maximum thickness of 8 centimeter. In this orientation, for angle of incidences 50 degree, 40 degree and 30 degree, the lateral displacements measured are 4 centimeter, 2.4 centimeter and 1.6 centimeter respectively. These three ray diagram shows the use of glass slab with its minimum thickness of 2 centimeter. For the same angles of 50 degree, 40 degree and 30 degree angle of incidence, the lateral displacements measured are 1 centimeter, 0.8 centimeter and 0.5 centimeter respectively. Here we have tabulated our 9 observations in the sequence of decreasing thickness of the glass slab. From this observation table, you may conclude that for a given thickness with a decreasing angle of incidence, the lateral displacement decreases. And for a given angle of incidence, as the thickness of the glass slab decreases, the lateral displacement also decreases.